All right.
Devontez Walker, the UNC wide receiver who has quickly gone from a borderline third-round pick early in the college season to a projected top 40 selection and the number 26 prospect on Daniel Jeremiah's top 50. He had a 68.2 offensive grade, 2.28 yards per route run, 18.2 yard average depth of target, which was 10th in college football, 10 contested catches, and he only forced 2 missed tackles the entire season. He didn't have the best year statistically, but he is seen as a player who has the size and athletic profile to transition well to the next level. Is that potential legit? Is it enough to make him the number 26 prospect in the entire draft? There's only one way to find out. We got to look at the film and break his game down trait by trait. Starting off, he's got excellent play speed. The player that came to mind when watching Walker's film was Mike Wallace, the speedster that was a Pro Bowler while in Pittsburgh. Both players have solid size, strong frames, great length, and glide through the air while they run. Here against Virginia, Walker has a seam route in between the deep safeties. The middle field safety is rotating over to the weak side, so there's a small crevice in the coverage, which Walker needs to exploit. This play only works if the seam receiver is explosive enough to get to the end zone before the safeties can converge. Walker's speed off the line is decent, but once he hits his stride, he zooms past the hook zone defender, at which point May releases the ball. Walker beats the angles of the 2 defenders and corrals this pass without taking a big hit and safely gets into the end zone. But what makes him a real deep threat is his ability to win vertically on the outside. You'll see plenty of quick guys win from the slot with two-way releases, but Devontez can succeed without that advantage. He's attacking vertically here, and he begins the route stem leaning inside before exploding up the field. He has low 4.3 speed, so if he catches a defender flat-footed, he'll blow right by him. His play speed also shows up versus top competition, like here versus an NFL-level corner, Nate Wiggins. Off the snap, Wiggins does well to force Devontez to the sideline, but Walker displays good balance, battles through the contact, and burns Wiggins once he gets away from initial contact. He uses his arm to create separation at the top and makes a nice catch. And this speed forces defenses to adapt to him. Clemson played more off coverage the rest of the game, and Wiggins was less aggressive after getting burnt deep a couple times. UNC understood this and drew up an in-route on this play. The initial vertical release threatens the corner, who's forced to play with cushion, and this in turn creates an underneath throwing window in the middle of the field. So this shows how Devontez can be difficult to match up with, even for top defenders. Blocking. I'm not going to spend too much time here, but Walker displays consistent effort as a blocker. UNC ran a lot of screens, so he is forced to do some dirty work. He does well to angle his attacks, engages, and drives defenders. There's potential here. If he can put on a little more muscle, he could be an effective blocker at the next level. Now to his weaknesses. He's a flashy player with potential, but he's still rough around the edges. Let's begin by looking at his release. When he's not using his speed to win deep, his game gets somewhat exposed. He's not great working laterally, which is visible when he needs to win off the release. He has limited twitch, which means he can't shake defenders, so Wiggins stays latched onto him throughout this route. Due to his long strides, he's not sudden when coming to a stop. Because of all this, he is limited in his route tree. This time the corner gives him some more space as he presents a soft press look. Devontez doesn't have great fluidity in his hips and usually attacks with a high pad level. It doesn't really know how to use his upper body to help him create separation. There's no explosion off the snap, and there's also a mediocre level of commitment to his inside fake. He needs to develop different types of releases and needs to become better at using timing and rhythm to set up his moves. Now to route running. There's some overlap with the previous category, but he does struggle to sell routes in the intermediate area. He's running an out route here as Wiggins is manned up on him. He tries to use his speed, but the corner leaves the cushion and stays in phase with the route. The stem doesn't come off smooth, lack of a real fake in any direction. The tempo at the top is off, and he telegraphs the outside break, which allows Wiggins to jump the route. As a long strider, he doesn't quite have a medium gear. He's either running at full speed or he's moving slowly. This makes it difficult for him to manipulate defenders. The tempo at which he's running this route tells the corner that he's going to break at some point. Walker needs to use his outside leverage better here to win the inside. Instead, he jogs up the field, gives a mediocre fake, and rounds off the top of his route. This won't get him open in the NFL. Ball skills. His ability to track passes and adjust is inconsistent, and his hands are just adequate. On this play against Clemson on the deep fade, he's in great position, but seems to locate the ball late and catches it on the wrong shoulder. May is throwing this ball to the outside due to the defender's leverage. Great receivers can spot the ball, turn, and run to where it's going to be. Walker doesn't have that skill at the moment, and he struggles to rise up and win contested catches. May tosses up a deep ball here while under pressure. Walker does well to use his speed and get open deep. He sees the ball coming, he slightly overruns it, and is not able to snatch it out of the air. He needs to track this ball slightly better, but his hands can fail him when he's in traffic. So that's basically the last point. He struggles to make tough catches, especially with defenders on him. Maybe once he gets a little stronger, this could improve, but we'll see. Now, he also tends to basket catch. He needs to clean up his hands and become more consistent at making tough catches and working in traffic. Overall, Devontez Walker is an intriguing prospect with a long frame and blazing speed. He's dangerously fast and consistently wins down the field, even against top competition. He's best used vertically and on crossers. He also has solid quickness off the snap. He shows good effort as a blocker and can engage and hold up defenders. He struggles moving laterally and has long strides, which makes it difficult for him to run precise routes. He struggles to use tempo and rhythm in his route running. This leads to him telegraphing his breaks. He's slow to stop his weight. He's solid at adjusting to passes downfield, but doesn't do it at a high level, especially when he's under duress. He lacks the ability to make contested catches consistently and can be a basket catcher. His yak ability is limited. To conclude, he's got a high-level speed and length combo, but he's kind of a one-trick pony, though it is a really good trick. I see him as a second-round prospect. So those are my thoughts on Devontez Walker. Let me know what you think about him in the comments and who you want to see in the next video. That's all from me, and I'm out.